All right, here we go. It's Super Bowl Sunday. Gonna get into the keys to the game and everything, but I always feel as though the Super Bowl, for the longest time to me, winning one represented that most, like, going to the big club that everybody wants to get into. And for the longest time, we were outside waiting in line, couldn't get in. Finally got into the club back in 2018, and now it's about moving up in the club. It's about getting being more seen, being a more VIP, so to speak. So we're in the club. We're down there with just the people that are lucky to be in. I want to start moving up levels in that club, and that's to me what today represents. It's about moving up in that club, moving up and getting some VIP service and being in your own being in your own area, getting a table, all of that stuff. It's going to be a long Eagles preview today. So, again, I don't know where this is going to end up going. So, buckle up and let's do it. All right, let's start, though, with a recap of yesterday's question of the day. I did ask, did Quinyon Mitchell get snubbed for winning Rookie of the Year? 63% of you said yes. That's fine. I totally get it. I totally see it. I don't think he did, but you certainly can make a stronger argument for Quinyon Mitchell winning the Rookie of the Year. But thank you, as always, for participating in the question of the day. It's game day. You know what today's question is going to be. Looking at this game, I feel like this might be like a legacy game for the Eagles. And I think they're at a crossroads. And if you're a WWE fan, you know a couple years ago the story was with Cody Rhodes finishing his story and winning the WWE Championship. And I feel like there's yes, it's WWE, but there are a lot of, I guess, parallels with this Eagles team and that Cody Rhodes story. They were there, had their chance on the biggest stage, and did not finish it. I did see, or have seen, some social media posts comparing it as well. But I think it's time for Jalen, Nick Sirianni, and this Eagles team to finish the story. If they win, their story is still going to be written. The sky is the limit. Who knows? Maybe this is the start of the Eagles dynasty. You never know. But I think you need this to get that ball rolling, and I think you need it to just start building that legacy, because if you lose, there's going to be questions all over the place. There's going to be, why can't they win the big game? And it's one of those things that's going to dog Jalen and Nick and a lot of the guys on this team for a long time. So I think this is a very pivotal day in the future of the Philadelphia Eagles. It sounds very cliche-ish, but I really do. Like, if they lose this game, all of a sudden now you're the team that can't win the big one. And yet there's probably 30 other teams in the NFL that would love to trade positions with you. But you don't want to be that team that can't be thought of as winning the big game. So how do the Eagles win this game? Is the biggest game of the season, obviously. Probably their toughest opponent of the season. All of these are going to be related, but I couldn't narrow it down to just 3 keys. So I'm giving you 5 keys to the game. Victory Brewing, if you want to sponsor this, KeyBank, car dealership, something. But I couldn't, they're they're all related to each other, but I had to go with 5 today. And I'm going to give you the 5 now. And the first one, everybody listening, if you listen to any of my 3 keys, you know which one this one is. We've been saying it all year. It's been working, and that is what has gotten the Eagles to this point, and that's do your job. If you're a linebacker, Zach Bond, tackle. Oren Burks, tackle. Up front, get pressure on Mahomes. Get your hands up. Swat passes. Defensive backs, cover your man. Play tight coverage. Tackle Jalen. Do what you can do. Catch the ball. Saquon, don't try to be the hero. Just do what you've done all year. You are the more physical team. Bully the Kansas City Chiefs. And I know they're not used to that, but that's the style of ball that the Eagles play. They need to bully them, punch them in the mouth, and then keep punching. Don't let your foot off the gas with Kansas City. I want to see a game just like Washington where they just kept coming at you. Every time Washington thought they had a chance, boom, punched in the mouth again. Just keep punching this team in the mouth, and be ready to get punched back. I mean, they're the most complete team that the Eagles probably have faced this year, but let them know that you're the more physical team. Let them know you're the better team, and do your job, and everything will work out perfectly. Defensively, the second key to the game, get pressure on Mahomes. Like I said, he is not good when he's allowed to scramble or when he's got pressure. So you got to contain him from scrambling around and getting those cheesy 10-yard runs. And when you have a chance to wrap him up, you got to tackle him. But he's amazing when he gets the ball out fast. And that's what they try to do, quick. And I guarantee you they're going to try to get it out quick. So keep your hands up and be sure to tackle. But make him miserable. Hit him. He gets frustrated. He's not God. He's not Superman. He's pretty good, but he can be beat. And just essentially do what you've done all year to all of these teams. Third key to the game on offense, take what they give you. You're going to see some blitzes you haven't seen. Get the ball out quick. And if that means Smitty and Goddard underneath, do it until they start stopping it. Then you can do play action deep, give it to Saquon, whatever you got to do. But take what they give you, quick throws, get the ball out. Jalen was pretty good for the most part, not taking sacks in the Washington game. You're going to need to do that. But if they key on Saquon, over the middle passes. They start knocking that down, go deep to AJ. And if all of that's not there, pound it back to Saquon. Just whatever they're going to give you, take. And I think you're just too good of a team to be able to dominate this team. Be smart, move the ball, and I think everything will be fine. All right, our first bonus key, number 4, keep the emotions in check. This has been early in the season. There were some issues with this. You had a little bit of the concerns with Jalen Carter there, C.J. Gardner-Johnson against Washington. It's the Super Bowl. Keep your emotions in check. There might be some questionable calls by the refs. Keep your composure, but stay focused. Sirianni has kept this team focused all year. I don't see that changing. I don't see them not having their emotions in check today, but you got to play within yourself. The moment's big, but you need to stay focused and do what got you there. And then the second bonus, key number 5, is all about the Jalens. First of all, Jalen Hurts, show them what you are. You're a winner. Take all that motivation, finish the story, create your legacy here, and you are a winner. Every level you've played at, you're a winner. Play like a winner today. Prove all the doubters wrong. Make sure they know who Jalen Hurts is. And then on the other side, Jalen Carter, this is your time to shine. Channel your inner Jerome Brown, Aaron Donald, Reggie White. Create your own greatness today. You are a great player on the cusp of great things. Play great today. I want to see you dominate the way Reggie White did in the Super Bowl with the Packers. I want to see you dominate the way Aaron Donald did. I want to see you dominate the way the late Jerome Brown did. This is your time to step up. So the 5th key here, both Jalens, I need you to play great today. So there's the 5 keys to the game. Both Jalens, play out of your mind. Keep your emotions in check. Take what Kansas City is going to give you. Get the pressure on Mahomes and do your job. All right, so what's the pick going to be? And just like the Washington game, I spent a lot of time this week trying to figure out and looking at it from every angle how the Eagles lose this game. And the only thing I could come up with for the Eagles to lose this game is they go back to playing like how they did pre-bye week and completely abandon what got them here. I don't see that happening. I don't see them abandoning it because they haven't. And even the games that they passed, like in Pittsburgh, Jalen did exactly what he needed to do against Baltimore. You saw what he did last week in Washington, or against Washington. The only way they can lose this game is to go back to the way they played pre-bye week. And they haven't done it yet. They have not done it. This team is just so focused. I see this game playing out, and I'm hesitant sometimes to say this because we're not used to being in this position, but I don't care at this point because I've tried. I really have tried to look at it from all sides. I see this game following the exact same script most of our games went this year. It's going to be a little bit tight until about halftime. Eagles start pulling away in the third quarter. Saquon breaks one, and I'm not saying it's going to be super comfortable because the Chiefs are going to be able to probably mount a comeback, but I see this following the script that we've done all year. I cannot see them reverting back to their old ways. Spread as of this morning is still 1.5. I'm going Eagles money line. I'm not even messing with it. Eagles money line. I've been underestimating this team so much with my picks all year, and they burnt me. So I'm done underestimating them. I really, like I said, I've looked at it. I've tried to figure this out. I see it following the script, and there's no reason to believe it won't. We're gonna be partying tonight. Eagles win the Super Bowl today. Eagles money line is the play of the day. Also, going to do a money line, or I'm sorry, I'm taking the Eagles money line, but I'm also going to do a teaser with the Eagles, and I'm going to bet the over. I'm going to pull the over down and bet it over. We're going to be partying tonight. All right, and then finally, this last little tidbit here. I've wrote some things down to kind of end things off here. And I did a rant back in 2018, and I kind of edited it to be more sort of appropriate and relevant for today. And I know it seems like I'm rambling, but I apologize because I'm going to be reading some of this. I haven't been able to get through it without tearing up a little bit, but just sort of what today means and living in that moment. And like I said, before Super Bowl 52, I was living in Roxborough, walking the dog, kind of reflecting on the day that was about to happen. My kids were young then, all that. So I decided to put all this stuff in my phone. I ended up posting it on Facebook. It was very therapeutic, and it kind of prepared me for what I felt was going to be likely inevitable heartbreak, like has been the case the entire time that I've been an Eagles fan. But something different happened that day. Our collective greatest moments as Eagles fans happened on that day back in 2018. I didn't do anything like this for the last Super Bowl. You see how that worked out. So all caught up in emotions this week and been very superstitious. So I figured since it worked in 2017, it can work today. I can't take any chances. I have the platform to do it. So it's really just, this is what this means. So back in 2018, to me, it was all about the people that weren't there with us. Betty Lou, JBS, Big Ed, my boy Scotty. And it was about the pain and the heartache of being an Eagles fan, season ticket holder, and always being a bridesmaid, never getting that title. It was about my family. It was about growing up, watching games with my parents, my brother, uncles, cousins, friends, all of that stuff. It was about this rich history of the Eagles and the players and winning the Super Bowl for them. And now you fast forward 7 years. This game today is about so much more. It's about all that same stuff again, but it's about so much more now. It's about my kids now who are old enough to know what's going on. And the fact that up until this point, they haven't had to deal with the same level of disappointment that we've had to go through. Truthfully, they're spoiled. Kind of jealous of them, to be honest. They've lived in a pretty good world of Philly sports, but I love every moment of it. But secretly, maybe not so secretly, somewhat jealous. To me, this is about having that first Super Bowl ring, but wanting another one. We're already in the club, like I said. But now, after that long wait just to get in the club, I'm tired of being down here on general admission with the Seahawks, the Bears, the Saints, the Jets. We're not in the VIP section yet. That changes today. We're moving up in VIP. We're going to get our own private table, maybe some bottle service. This is about perseverance. Persevering through all of that pain and that suffering and heartache and disappointment. It's about overcoming the odds. It's about finding our inner excellence. It's about this Eagles team and what they represent and what they mean. It's about changing the mindset of us as a fan base and the league as a whole. It's about not hearing, oh, that's cute, you have one Super Bowl ring anymore from all the other NFC counterparts. Oh, you got one, that's cute. This is about Jalen and Nick. This is about AJ and Smitty. It's about Slay and Q. It's about the exciting Whites. It's about the Philly Bulldogs. It's about Zach Bond, Saquon Barkley, Dallas Goedert, the best offensive line in the league. It's about Howie Roseman. Hell, it's even about Swoop. We've lost a few people over the course of the 7 years since the last time I wrote something like this down. It's about them, the ones that are still here in spirit, watching these games with us, hoping for a victory, loving the Birds every step of the way. It's still about Betty Lou, JBS, Big Ed, and Scotty, but it's also about Uncle Greg. It's also about Chris Doherty. They're still here watching with us, and it's about that. It's about anyone in your life who's not here today but loved the Birds and would be ecstatic that they were playing in the Super Bowl. It's about my wife, who probably will never get it, but somehow understands it. It's still about Randall. It's still about Reggie. It's still about Buddy, JB, B-Dog, number 5. It's about the vet. It's about the 1980 team, the 2004 team, the team that won it in 1960, that 2022 team from just 2 years ago that left Arizona disappointed. It's about the Super Bowl 52 champions, Nick Foles, that team, Doug Peterson, the Philly Special. It's still about this city and this region. It's still about that guy that morning on Monastery Avenue that had the shirt that said, "Give me one before I die," that I had a nice conversation with while walking the dog. I hope he's still alive, and I hope that shirt says, "Give me another one before I die." It's still about those 11 seats I've had now for almost a quarter of a century. It's about Haas, Moore, de Blasi, Hoppy, the original guys who've been there since day one, all 24 years. But now it's also more than that. It's about Kyle and Coyne, who joined in 1 year later, haven't been there ever since. It's about Carrington. It's about Jacket, Big Mac, Pat, Steve de Blasi. But it's also about Chambles. It's also about Johnny Marks, Jeff Carr, Rob. By the way, where's our tent, Rob? Where's our tent? It's about this podcast. It's about the love for Philly sports that we all have and we all share. This time, this Super Bowl is about all of these same things, yet so much more. It's still about one game. It's still about ending a dynasty. It's still about damn time, but this time feels a lot different. This time, it's business. It's time we move up in that club and go to VIP. Let's end this fucking dynasty. Let's start our own. This is New Philly. This is Super Bowl Sunday. This is Go Birds. Let's fucking go. E-A-G-L-E-S. Eagles! Let's go. Eagles win the Super Bowl.